So I've busted my ankle. I've had a fair few injuries before, a couple shoulder surgeries, pec tears, quad tears. So it's not my first rodeo in working out how to come back from an injury in, I would say, the most time-efficient manner, and just making sure that I stay sane during this process. The first thing that I did was nail myself on the Smith machine. If you follow us on any social media, you probably saw me clean myself up. It was a user mishap. I've not used the Smith machine in ever, really. Thought I had it latched on, but I didn't. It nailed me into an end-range sissy squat. My ankle obviously didn't have the range of motion required to get through it unscathed, and I pretty much just exploded my shit. The ankle itself, I've done major damage to the syndesmosis, and there was an avulsion fracture as well, slight fracture. I called up Charlie. I'm like, hey man, I've busted my ankle after being in the gym, sweating balls, in shock, thinking I'm absolutely ruined. Now, the first thing that I did was call up a professional. In this case, it was our physio, Dan Gadesi, that works out of Evolve Sports Medicine in the gym. And upon assessment, we needed to get further scans. Now, the biggest thing that we did here was waste no time in getting the scans so that we could determine a treatment plan from the get-go. A lot of people will get injured, they'll sort of piss fart around this initial phase and think, oh, maybe I'll be right, maybe I'll not be, I don't know, and just waste time in getting back to training. From that initial consult, spoke to the doctor, got the scans that were necessary in determining what steps to take next. The severity of the injury, if I could load it, if I could not load it, if I could take it through ranges of motion, if I needed to immobilize it. All of these things were necessary in determining what we needed to do, especially in the acute phases. One, that's going to shave off time for the treatment process. But two, it's going to give me a bit of peace of mind in knowing what direction to take rather than what's the problem. That first week is not enjoyable post-injury. So if you can shave off a little bit of that uncertainty around the injury and where you go from there, it does help a lot. Because then from there, you can determine a plan. If it's up in the air and you think, man, I can't train, I can't do anything, I don't know when I'm going to get back to work, it just really makes for an uncomfortable experience. If you know what direction you're heading, it makes things a lot easier. From this point, it turns out I needed to get surgery. Got surgery, all sorted, on the way back. But I knew that it was going to be a longer road back. There's going to be time where I'm going to be immobilized in a boot. I'm going to be non-weight bearing on crutches. And then when I'm weight bearing, I'm still going to be in a boot. It's a 12-week rough period, as the orthopedic sort of group, the surgeons, let me know. So I've got time. I've got time in a boot. Now, previous injuries, this would be a heavy period of sulking, being on my ass, going hard on Uber Eats. Actually, I think this was pre-Uber Eats. I was probably just nailing the Macca's drive-through in my previous shoulder injuries. Double quarter pounder, never went astray. But it's different now. I know what direction I want to go with training. All right. So if you're watching this, you probably care about training. So letting your nutrition go to the wayside, and actually forget that. Take a step back. Focusing on things that are out of your control in this period are a surefire way in not getting anywhere. Focus on the things you can control. In this case, nutrition's a big one. My goal right now, pre-injury, was to improve my body composition. Less fat, more muscle. I'm going on holiday, so if I focus on that holiday in 12 weeks' time and what I can do with my nutrition, it's going to make things far easier than me going, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, and I can't do this. You need to focus on what you can control, not what you can't, because you can still make progress. I can still make progress in body composition by manipulating nutrition and making sure that I stay on top of that. Now, with the physio, allied health professional, with the surgeon, something that you need to do, whether it's post-surgery, post-injury, is find out exactly what you can do. You find out what you can do, and then from there you can build out a plan. build out that plan, you execute the plan. A big thing that people do is they injure one limb and then they forget to train, or they just don't want to train. Again, focusing on what you can't do, no good. Focus on what you can do, you can still make progress. And for me, in my situation, I can absolutely nail pin-loaded upper body machines as well as training the unaffected leg. So what's my plan? I go to the gym 3 days per week. I've got every pin-loaded machine that's available to me at the gym that I go to programmed. I nail the shit out of them. I get a proper upper body pump. My unaffected leg, there's something to say. I'm not going to start quoting literature because I don't know it, but in the literature, there definitely is something to say about cross-education of the unaffected limb. If I can see less atrophy in that unaffected limb, still gain a little bit, I think that's a win than seeing both legs shrink, especially the unaffected one. All right, so that's what I've done. Big focus on nutrition, big focus on what I can do, and I think just to summarize it all, get on top of your shit straight away, because the longer you make that initial period drag out, the worse you're going to feel about yourself, the less you're going to see progress, and the more you're probably going to regress. Yeah?
That's the intro. No, there is no outro. No outro. Fuck the outro.
Sweet.
Oh, do you want to plug your coaching?
Yeah, all right. Why not? Yeah. Fucking oath. If you want coaching, DM me.